to the game screen. I'm gonna slide into the corner here. Love my live 2D model, by the way. Aw, thanks. I'm glad I finally get to use it. Ah, man, I've been waiting for this moment for so long, and then a whole month of being able to use this model, like, yeah, woo, ah. It's like a breath of fresh air, you know. Okay, well, anyways, this is Ball Pit, right? A horde survival game that's very inspired by Breakout, right? Maybe has some touches from other games as well. Developed by Kenny Sun and Friends and published by Devolver Digital. One thing you can say about Devolver Digital, they always seem to find interesting games to publish, right? You got Ball Pit here, they have Inscription, and then they have like Boomerang X and Skate Story, which I checked out the demo of, and like other stuff too, right? They tend to hit when it comes to interesting things like these, but yeah. I've been putting a lot of time into this game. I kind of binged it for like 3 days and got through it, but oh wait, we're in ad mode. Okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit because I want y'all to be able to see this. It's kind of neat, right? Even if it is just like a simple thing, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Now, Sari says ad mode is over. Yeah. Thanks again for I'm glad you like my live 2D model less. I enjoy it myself. I'm so glad I'm finally able to use it. I feel like I can be me, right? I can be me on the internet. So yeah, okay. Let's show you the beginning, right? You're wondering, how does this game start, right? What is the whole premise behind it? It's this. Look at that. Glorious city. I'm sure it's thriving and... Oh, yeah. Oh my god, what is that? Holy shit, and the sky's red too? Giant things about the Ramp City. Babylon has fallen. No! Oh, the pit is all that remains? How strong was that thing? Damn. Looks like someone's setting up a platform, though. Guess they're gonna try to rebuild it. Now, treasure seekers flock to explore the depths. Oh, lean over a bit here. We're going down. But yeah, that's the plot, right? City blow up, their pit. Now people want to explore whole and see what's in there. It's peak. Thank you. Yeah, we're just right into it, right? After the intro, they're like, all right, here's the run. Here's how the game plays. Press WASD to move your character. Okay. And the nice thing about this tutorial is that they kind of like put the windows off to the side, so you know it's not like it goes away and you're like, oh wait, what is it talking about again? They're like, oh yeah, so that's what they were talking about. Yeah, aim with the mouse, shoot with the left mouse button. This game does have controller support, if you're wondering, right? I'm just using mouse and keyboard because I feel like this game is pretty conducive to it. Collect gems to gain experience, right? It's like the hallmark of a horde survival game, right? You gotta run over to the little XP pickups to get XP. Grab the XP to get the XP. Enemies will attack you if they get close to you or reach the bottom of the screen. So it has a little bit of Space Invaders in there too, right? A little bit of Space Invaders, a little bit of positioning. Yeah, and you see the exclamation points, that's like, they're about to hit you, so watch out. Yeah, you can click the middle mouse button or press F to toggle auto-firing. You walk slower while shooting, so a little bit of a trade-off there, right? You can choose to go fast, or you can choose to fight your enemies. Maybe you want to trade off between the two, right? Maybe if you need to reposition yourself, you can do so. But maybe if that's like still too much for you, you can just set it so that little character here keeps shooting balls. You can adjust the game speed by pressing 1, 2, 3. Also, you like how the speed setting up here, they put you in the middle, right? Like, I feel like most other games usually put you at the slowest setting, right? But maybe they realize some people might find that a bit too slow. I remember my brother also got into this game, and he was talking about like he was trying to play the game on the lowest setting, and it was like way too slow, right? you can't go any lower than 2, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. 1x is maybe a bit too slow. Also, another reason I got into this game, not sure if you can hear it, but can you hear that music? This music. Nuts. I can't remember the composer's name off the top of my head, but it's such a great fitting tune for sort of the setting of this game, right? Just like a mysterious hole has appeared, you don't know what's in there, and you want a theme that just like gives you a sense of dread, right? Something that just sounds ominous, mysterious, perhaps a little otherworldly. I think they captured the feel of that just so fantastically here. It's great. I've been listening to several of these tracks on like repeat for the past week or so. It hits right, you know. Fishing randomly levels up your equipment 1 or more times. So this is like one of the major pickups, right? You'll get these swirly things that they call fission reactors that can level up all your equipment pretty quickly, because, you know, otherwise you gotta build the XP bar, and then you maybe get a random selection of items to pick up or something to enhance. But that can kind of help you shortcut that. And there's a very good reason you will want to do that. Coming up. You'll see. Another thing I dig, this game is pretty good about just like doling out new ideas to you at a good pace, right? They throw out something new for you to chew on for a bit before kind of dropping a new tutorial on you. Yeah, we'll just keep on leveling stuff up here. I also like they'll tell you like how many potential levels you can get, right? So you can get like 1 to 5. You might luck out and get something big, but you also might just get like an additional level. Still handy, but maybe not as handy as 5, right? I also like the soundtrack is less like dynamic, right? If the enemies start getting close to the bottom, you'll hear them just like start chanting, and they'll start jumping up and down because they're like, oh man, we're about to kick this person's ass. This fellow thinks they can just keep shooting balls at us and take us out. Nah, we got strength and numbers on our side. But maybe not this time. Yeah, I mean, I also noticed, like, you know, you get a variety of balls, right? And while this game is inspired by Breakout, there's certainly some deviations from it, right? Like how if a ball hits the bottom of the screen, your guy doesn't like explode or anything. You just have like a longer cooldown before the ball automatically gets returned to the character and you can shoot it again. Which I think is a pretty smart decision, all things considered. Right? And you have like multiple types of balls too, right? Like this character here starts out with a ball that applies a bleed status effect to the enemies that it hits. But you see some other ones can shoot lasers when it hits an enemy, or other ones that just like produce an area of effect. And there will be some other balls that like have other effects as well. And like I said, there's some like even cooler things just waiting in the wings that we'll probably get introduced to very, very soon here. Oh, I'm covering it up, but there's also like a progress meter, right? This is kind of like your ultimate goal of the stage here, right? Is to kind of get to the end, and they kind of show you how far along you are by the meter that fills up. It's sort of like every third of the way, right? You're fighting off against a boss, right? You fight off against like the 2 mini bosses, and then you'll eventually face off against like the main boss of the stage. But yeah, we can see here, right? The bigger enemy here, a lot hardier, a lot more health, a bit trickier to take down. So yeah, if you don't have quite the DPS needed to take them out, then they'll eventually reach the bottom, but looks like I made it. But yeah, if you manage to level your balls to a certain point, you can do some other cool stuff with them, right? Evolution fuses certain combinations or of fully upgraded balls into powerful new balls. So yeah, that's the other thing, right? Each thing only levels up to 3, but that's enough, right? Just all the other stuff that you get to do. 3 is kind of a good upper limit here. I didn't talk about Fusion. Okay, maybe I'll talk about that next time. Sounds like it will be a lot of fun on the Steam Deck. Oh yeah, I can imagine this being like super good on the go. The kind of one of the things I really like about this game is that runs are fairly quick, right? You can get one done in about 15 minutes, so it's perfect for the kind of thing where you're like waiting for something real quick. You just like whip out a Steam Deck or wherever else you might have a ball pit, the Switch, or like I guess Xbox Cloud Gaming if it's on there. But yeah, it's really good for a quick session like that. But yeah, evolution, right? It's one of the things that you can do with like fully upgraded balls, right? If you got like the right combinations, you can fuse them together and make something else that's unique. Like for example, here I combined a max level Earthquake and Wind Ball to get Sandstorm, which provides a substantially different effect from what like the base Earth and Wind Balls provide. Like any other good horde survival game, in addition to like tricking out your offensive loadout, you also have a number of passives that you can potentially pick up, right? Might give you enhancements in some way or another, right? Maybe they'll boost your damage under certain conditions, or they'll give you like other buffs or things like that. Of course, you only get a limited number of slots, so choose carefully. Pulling out so far. Just gonna keep leveling up Laser. That. No, I think that thing's gonna go off the screen. I gotta get in there. Okay. Now they tell us about the other thing. Fusion combines any two fully upgraded balls, combining their properties into one ball. Balls can only be fused once. I think this here is the brilliant thing about this game, right? I feel like other games that sort of have like some sort of combination system, like Vampire Survivors, require like a specific setup if you want to get them into an enhanced version, and usually the enhanced version is good enough that if you kind of mess up one way or another, either like you don't know what the other component is or something like that, you're gonna be missing out. But this game, the fusion just lets you combine any max level balls together, right? Like if you have nothing here that combines together for an evolution, you can still upgrade your arsenal this way, right? You'll be able to get them together. Maybe it won't be good as like an evolved ball, but you'll still get something better. Also, it also frees up a ball slot, so you can get another ball that you can perhaps combine or evolve or fuse with your current arsenal, right? And grow it out that way. And that's why balls only have a max level of 3, because you got like so many other upgrades you could be doing here that you're kind of like have no lack of things to level up, right? Pretty cool. Of course, you only have 4 inventory slots, so your ability to fuse and evolve things is going to be limited. So you might have to make some decisions on what you want to level up or not, right? Okay. I have level 3 lasers, so we're gonna do it. Another evolution. We're gonna combine the horizontal laser and the vertical laser. Who would have thought they would have gone together, right? 2 lasers going together. Man, what a shocker. And guess what they make? That's right, the holy laser. It shoots in 4 directions, right? So you do get the combination of shooting, right? It's like the combination of the vertical and the horizontal laser, just like put together into one. And now you have a free slot to put another ball in, right? Yeah, it goes like this, right? It goes for a bit, right? You defeat enemies, you walk through the stage, get that meter up to full, eventually hit the end boss, and then win or lose, you'll continue, right? we can get to that part when we get to it. So let's see if I can get another ball before I pick up that fission reactor. There we go. I'll get the dagger. Just gonna upgrade, level up our balls. Now, that could mean different things depending on the context, right? But we are playing a safe for work game, so you know, leveling up the balls is a different meaning, you know. You can hear the music is like at a different part too because we're facing off against the second mini boss. How to level up my balls, yeah. That just comes with age. I think. Let's get the ghost. I know ghost appeared earlier and skipped it, but I'll grab ghost this time. Wait, this isn't Google? Haha. Always my favorite joke, right? People do like a search engine search as their post, because you know people actually do that, right? I've certainly heard no lack of stories about you know, elderly folks on Facebook having their update be like, how do you do stuff, right? See, we have a fission here. Will only get us one upgrade level because we only have one thing that needs upgraded, so maybe I'll just do a fusion. Why don't we just fuse our two evolved balls together, right? Sandstorm and Holy Laser. Actually, maybe I should do this in reverse. Laser and then the Sandstorm. That's the great part, right? Fusion applies to any fully upgraded ball, right? It doesn't have to be just base level, it's not just evolved, it's anything. The only stipulation is that there's only one fusion ever, so make it count, right? Yeah, you can see here, it combines the effects together, right? And you can see, like, even on down here, the little thing here, right? Area of effect damage from Holy Laser also inflicts status effects from Sandstorm. Which is pretty nice, right? So you can start seeing, like, the combination potential here, right? Maybe you have, like, another ball with a pretty sick status effect, but you can throw it on, like, Holy Laser and then spread that status effect far and wide. I love it when Grandma types cute femboy twink images and posts it on Facebook. It's like, oh no, they just accidentally exposed themselves. Love Ghost one more time. Yeah, you can see that fuse ball kind of going around, right? It's got like the properties of a sandstorm ball, but it like passes through enemies and you just see lasers shoot out. Yeah, I feel like whenever I see like, you know, search engine messages, they tend to be a joke, right? Or at least they're like the actual slip up of someone going like, you know, grocery stores near me or something like that. Guess we're gonna earthquake ball. I like me some AoE attacks. Anything that lets me attack multiple enemies at once is a plus, right? So I feel like especially in games like these, where difficulty tends to come from like just ever-increasing numbers of horrors, right? And all of them just becoming like tougher all at once. Being able to hit multiple enemies at once in some way or another is always welcome. Oh, it's just a fusion. Now, okay. Oh, I can still work with that. Does Ghost bleed? Right, because the ghost ball passes through enemies, and now it'll inflict bleed on everything it passes through, so it works out, right? Ow. Let's see if I can at least get another ball into my arsenal here. Yeah, let's just get the Broodmother. Has a 25% chance to spawn a baby ball. So baby balls are like the little balls that you see, right? That kind of come out in between the main balls shooting out. Think of them like your generic bullets compared to like the specialized bullets of the specialized balls, right? My grandma once tried to send a private message shit-talking one of my family members and posted it on Facebook. Oh, man. Oof. But also, haha, they thought they could get away with it. And they got exposed for the world to see. I think it's like one of the things people forget about the internet. People could tell on you, right? Even if you do it in places you think are private, you know, you can't always rely on that sort of stuff just like staying in the little circle, right? Because there's always a chance that either it kind of leaks out or someone decides to just throw it out there, right? If there is truly something you want to keep close to your chest, then, well, you're gonna have to like not say it, right? Just don't say it. Don't have that risk that it's gonna get exposed to the greater world, and then everyone realizes like how terrible it really is. Yeah. All right, well, we've reached the end, so now we get to face off against the boss. This giant skull with arms. I don't know. It's like a mutated Kirby. It's like a Kirby skeleton. Well, they just call it a Skeleton King. So this is the other part where I think might have drawn some inspiration from. I think they might have these guys might like shmups a little bit, right? Considering this bullet pattern here, right? This skeleton just like shooting tons of bones at us. It's kind of funny, right? The way they're shaped. I thought they were like heart arrows at first, but nah, they're bones, right? Bones with like a little velocity effect on the front of it. It just looks like something Cupid would be firing at you in clusters. Yeah, bosses, right? You can tell it's a boss because they have like a specialized health meter on the side here, right? To let you know that's a big deal enemy. Also, the fact that it has like a bit of a trickier pattern here and a trickier method of trying to attack it and everything. Oh. Also, I feel like this is something I've seen a lot these days, but there's sort of like the ground indicators, right? Something to signal to the player, hey, there's a big attack coming, and if you stay in this red area, you're gonna like get really hurt. So I guess I can at least appreciate it, right? Let you know, hey, maybe you don't want to be here because this is the part where it's gonna really ruin your day if you decide to stay here. Oh. Sometimes you just run into things, right? I do appreciate that this game has the option to toggle the hitbox on, right? So normally you won't see like the little blue dot on your character, but you can choose to turn that on the options, right? So you can at least try to know where you can position yourself to get past these projectiles and make sure they don't hit you. This boss is especially tricky because you can't attack them head on, right? Because they got like an invulnerable part in the front here. You gotta angle your shots around him so that it hits the crown on top, and that's where the weak point is. I think it works as a pretty good introduction to the game, right? A nice little wake-up call that's like, yeah, you can't just attack things directly like you could through the stage. You're gonna have to learn about how Breakout works if you wanna get past stage 1 here. Oh. So I gotta watch out for those like clusters of booms that pop out when the Skeleton King yeets his arm at me. Hey, as much as I prefer mouse and keyboard, I could see this working especially well with controller as well, right? Because this lends itself pretty well to a twin stick setup, you know? Can't imagine left stick being move, right stick being aim, and the fact that you do have like you know, an analog stick for movement will allow you to get a bit more of a fine-tuned movement too. Just need like the big balls to keep smacking that crown. You need to take this crown from the king. I also like this boss music. You like the boss music? It's like kind of a funky music. Oh, there we go. We did it. Boss has been defeated. Gear obtained. One more until the next lift upgrade unlocked, and that basically unlocks the next level. That's what it is. But you're wondering, 1 gear? Wait, you mean we gotta do another run or something? We can see that later. Gotta head to bed now. I hope you have a good rest of stream. All right, yeah, have yourself a good rest, Les. Thanks for the raid again. Ah, Sheriff's Office unlocks a new character. Oh, a building. The blueprint? Another one. All right. Oh, and another one. Battle complete. We did it. Took us 23 minutes. As I said, runs are pretty fast, right? Like once you get good enough, right? 23 minutes is like on the upper end. You can get them done in like maybe 15 to 10 if you're really good at this. But yeah, each character also has like a sort of a overall level system, so they'll get experience after each battle, which will enhance their base stats. Also, did I mention they have base stats, right? The stats you might see in like a Souls game. Nice thing is that you mouse over them and you'll see what they do, right? Endurance affects HP, strength affects base damage, leadership affects baby ball count, baby ball damage, and launched balls. Speed affects ball speed and move speed, dexterity, crit chance and fire rate, intelligence, AoE power status effect power, and passive power. Nice part is that they have like a pretty good detailed breakdown. If you go to the status screen, you'll see like just exactly how these numbers translate into like, you know, effects that you'll see on your various balls and stuff. Not like that, you pervs. An upgrade? What is this? Woodmaster. Harvest clock? Pierces through boulders when harvesting rocks? What? Well, we'll get this for now. What could all of this possibly mean? Oh, yeah, you get the damage breakdown too, so you can see what everything did. It looks like... yeah, it was the sandstorm ball. The sandstorm ball kind of did a lot of the heavy lifting, huh? Zapping a lot of things really ups that DPS, doesn't it? Okay, back to base. Wait, base? Yep, lift is back up. So here's the other part of the game. Oh, new items. Yeah, so now they've expanded the pool a little bit. One more ball and a couple of passives to pick up. Cool. Here we go, the other part of the game. Welcome to New Balbalon, your home base. Let's plant some wheat to get started. Open the build menu. Yeah, okay. All right, a wheat field. Right, we're just gonna put it down here like this, like we're playing Sim City or something. All right, okay. Open the build menu again to place a forest tile. Okay, sure, yeah. Let's throw that out there. Now I have some resource tiles. I have to spend. I don't want to do that now. Can I bypass this? Can I? Okay, yeah. You can see here, aim towards resources and use the left mouse button to send the worker off to gather. You only have 1 shot per day, right? This one I find especially amusing, right? You'll lay your stuff out here, right? And the little character here will run around, and whatever they smack into or run over, something will happen, right? It's a fantastic translation of the Breakout mechanics into like a resource management kind of deal. Okay, can I back out? There we go. Unlock the housing blueprint. Building a house will unlock a new character. Open the build menu to find your newly unlocked housing. Select the sheriff's office to build it. And thankfully it is free because they want to show off that mechanic too. I can rotate buildings with R. Really do a little base design here. Oh, it's just instantly built. Okay, you've unlocked a new character, the Itchy Finger. I have a new building here too, but not the resources. Oh, hey, look, I can throw this out here. So why don't I? And you know what? Another field. Well, I have a lot of money, but what the heck? We'll do another one. If you are running low on space, you can expand by excavating areas outside of your base. Select expand from the expand button to add more space to your base. Certainly gonna need it, but yeah, look at that. You can choose to expand your place in one of 3 directions here, and okay, but we're gonna wait on that for now because we still need to do the harvesting thing, so we'll do that. There we go. I do like to have a little line to let you know what path they'll be taking, so you can determine if that's the way you want to go or not. And I think this is the way I want to go, so we'll go this way. But yeah, they'll just run around, right? Run around, ricochet off of surfaces. Stuff will happen, and then at the end of the period, you'll collect your things. All right, 3 wheat, 1 wood, 1 stone. I don't think there's much we can do with that, so yeah, if we want to build the other building, we're gonna need a lot more wheat and some wood, so okay, maybe we'll expand, right? Let's expand out to the left. Are you sure you want to expand the borders of your base? Oh, it costs 200. Yes, I do. just explode it open. Yeah, as you can see here, there's a good amount of room to be expanding here, so a lot of stuff for you to kind of sink your teeth into, as it were. I guess we can throw out a few more of these, and maybe no. We're out of wheat. Okay. Build another quarry here. Oh, and you can move things too, right? While rearrange mode, you can click and drag to select multiple buildings. So, like that, right? And then you can click on your selected group to pick it up. So, okay, so this is like perhaps going to require a little bit of a muscle memory adjustment, because I feel like most people would be like try to just like click and hold them, but no, you just gotta click them, and then you can just like, you know, move them around as you wish. So yeah, you saw how big this can get, right? And you get like a lot of buildings and other facilities and stuff. You can really put a bit of time into kind of arranging everything around. So it's nice they give you the option here. Okay, well, enough about that. We've done our harvest. We do have a new character, right? We have this Itchy Finger here. You can see, right? The warrior is no special gameplay quirks. So they're the all-rounder, right? They're the boring but practical kind of character. You know what you're going in for. You don't have to worry because you're just gonna play a regular version of the game. And a lot of the characters here, they all have like substantially different playstyles. You'll see what I mean later, but you can already see from the Itchy Finger, right? Has scattered aim, but shoots twice as fast and constantly launches balls if any are available. Also, it can move at full speed while shooting. So this guy pretty much auto fires. That's what it is, right? He has increased fire rate and also auto fires, and also can just move around. So pretty good for like a fire and forget type of character, right? You can maybe concentrate more on collecting stuff and dodging attacks. You don't have to worry about choosing when to shoot and when not to shoot to have increased speed, because this guy will always have increased speed. Oh, here's more stats. Will this have to break down? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. is tell you outright, alright? Okay, so here's this stat, and this is how this translates into HP. Here's this stat, how this translates into damage, and so on and so forth. And they even have, like, you know, more detailed breakdowns for the stats that affect more things. It's nice. Also see they have scaling, much like a Souls game. You can upgrade that. It's a lot more straightforward than you might think, right? You're not like looking for equipment pieces or anything, thankfully. But yeah, let's play as the itchy finger, and we're gonna go back to the boneyard. All right. They also tell you at the bottom how many undiscovered blueprints you have here. Look at how deep this goes. Yeah, just keep on picking up gears. But for now, we're just gonna jump in here as the itchy finger. So yeah, you do have to play levels a few times in order to advance to the next one, which would normally be annoying. I would understand that, but in this case, you know, the runs are quick enough that I'm like, yeah, it's fine, right? And the fact that each character does play substantially differently does mean, you know, you'll at least get like a different experience when you play a level again. And really, who can resist the chance to just like listen to this music again, right? Well, listen to the Boneyard tune again, right? Just get yourself a little bit of that sort of ominous feel as you plumb the depths of the Boneyard. Also, you notice how like the itchy finger has a different design. Yeah, each character has that, right? The warrior has a different design for the experience and the health meter. So does the itchy finger, and so do like future characters as well. It's a nice touch. It's a really nice touch. Can be a bit much sometimes, but overall, I kind of dig it, right? It's the little things, right? Something to give like this game like a bit more personality. I also kind of like the 3D pixel look they got going here, right? like everything's got like that sort of pixelated look to it, but it's also very polygonal, maybe low poly style, right? Like something you might see on the PlayStation console. Kind of neat, to be honest. We'll go with the earthquake. This guy's been cheering too much. Part of me thinks they put in like the proximity attack because they knew most people's ideal strategy would be to just like getting in an enemy's face. That way, you're catching balls all the time. You just get like a constant stream of balls in the enemy's face, and you can just like mow them down that way. Whereas in this game, it's like you could try to do that, but you know, maybe don't stay in front of them for too long, because then they'll attack you. Right? They'll leap at you and then shave off a bit of your health. You have a pretty nice amount of grace period though, right? As long as you don't like hang around for too long in front of an enemy, you usually won't trigger an attack from them. Yeah, the way the gears work is that you only get a gear if you clear a stage with a character for the first time, so it does encourage you to kind of spread out your playstyles that way, right? You can't just stick with like one character for the entire game. You gotta level up a few of them if you want to be able to get far. Now we can get ourselves a new Evo. What could fire and earth get us? Quick guess. If you guessed magma, you'd be correct. Wow, what a shocker. I feel like that's usually what happens when you get like a fire-earth fusion, right? It's usually like something related to lava. This one emits lava blobs. So now you start like seeing these little things kind of float up and hurt the enemy. Oh, we're at the boss battle. gonna get Brood Mother. I do like there's a good variety of balls too, right? It's like not just like fire, poison, earth, wind, what have you. You can also get like the more out there balls, like the ghost ball and the Brood Mother ball, and there's like an egg sac ball in there too, right? Yeah, they have some more substantial effects in there. Oh god, I'm gonna get hit. I got hit. Aw, jeez. Oh no, but I need to clear the stage with the itchy finger if I ever want to proceed. Ah, here's some Breakout work, right? You find the little gap in there, the one that lets you hit the boss just like really rapidly in a short amount of time. Really let that DPS pop off. Oh, you can't see it because my chat box is covering it, but you also get the reroll. Right, you can just reroll in this game. That being said, it does cost you money. First reroll costs you 5 coins, and the price kind of goes up from there. And it does scale up fairly quickly, so it's not like you'll be able to reroll a whole lot to get the thing you want, so something to consider. I'll get a bleed ball. If your balls are bleeding, see a doctor immediately. I'll get lightning. Lightning's an AoE effect. Well, kind of AoE. It hits multiple enemies. This game kind of classifies AoE as a thing that hits multiple enemies. You'll see it in like one of the items, right? The one of the items specifically says all AoE damage, and then in parentheses it goes like earthquake, laser, lightning, etc. deals bonus amount of damage. Okay, I think we're at a good spot. I think we'll be able to get past this one. Fishing. Ah, man, 2 levels. Sorry, I had to do something a little bit quick there. Nice thing about this game, right? If you need to take one hand off the aiming thing, right, to say like scratch your face or something, you can totally do that. You'll still be able to get something done. Maybe you won't get the best results, but you'll get something decent usually. You know, it's moments like these that make me respect those folks who do a dynamic soundtrack like this. That's gotta be quite the undertaking, right? Trying to create all these musical snippets that you can kind of string together naturally to make yourself a cool dynamic soundtrack that we hear now, right? Something that feels like it could reasonably flow into one another, you know? Certainly a lot of respect for composers that have to do things like that on the regular. Man, all my balls are at level 2. I want to at least level up my base level stuff to 3. Of course, the further up I go, the less likely I am to grab the fission reactor. I think I've leveled up enough that they're not going to come fast enough, so might as well grab this for the level boost. Oh, there we go. Maxed out everything. Okay. Here's the next fission reactor. I can perhaps fuse something, or evolve something if I met that requirement. I do have a passive slot open, so level ups will still get me something. So if you're at a point where like all your stuff is at max level, next time you level up, they'll offer you resources. So you'll be able to take your pick of money, wood, stone, or wheat. Right, whatever they offer up to you. So it's not like you're completely losing out. you just simply aren't going to get more powerful is all. Well, you are, actually, because each level up also does increase one of your stats. That's like one of the things that I've turned off, right? Normally they show you like which stat gets increased, but they also give you the option to skip that because it kind of feels like a little redundant, you know. Like maybe that might be nice to know, but also it's like an extra thing you have to click through after a while, and you know, it's like, yeah, that's great and all, but you know, I'm still probably just gonna stick with the same strategy as usual. Oh, hey, another blueprint. Gunsmith. All characters get 1 bonus dexterity. Affects fire rate. Yeah, you know all the rest of that stuff. Okay. Hey, an evolution. Perfect. Ah, yes. Bleed and Broodmother do combine together to create something unique. What will it be? Leech. Attaches up to 1 leech onto enemies it hits, which adds 2 stacks of bleed per second. Ouch. Max 24 stacks. In other words, big DOT. Damage over time. Now we got space for another one, so I'm gonna reroll. And actually, I'll just put the magnet. You can imagine the magnet is pretty handy since if you catch a ball, you can like throw it out right away. So this gives you a bit more space to maybe improve that, right? Kind of indirectly increases your DPS that way. And it works with pickups on the field too, right? So you don't have to get as close. So maybe if something's about to go off screen and gives you a bit more of a chance to grab it before it disappears forever. You know, maybe like something's lodged under an enemy. You don't have to like get up in their face to get it. You can just get up close and it'll kind of get sucked up to you. I might be in a bit of trouble here. That said, ultimately, even with like all the combinations and the passives and all the things and choices you can make, ultimately it boils down to a DPS race, right? Enemies are going to scale up to a point, and hopefully all your upgrades and everything you're doing will scale up enough to match their pace, and if it doesn't, well, you're gonna get overwhelmed. Right? So sad, too bad, get out there, try again. Nice thing is that you do get to keep whatever you've picked up, right? Whatever money, resources, and your characters will get experience at the end regardless, so they'll be able to have another go, right? They'll be a little stronger, they'll be able to take on the area again. Yeah, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Fortunately, poor Itchy Finger here might not have quite the might yet to take him out. Yeah. They just go splat. They just kind of go splat on the ground. Game over, but it's okay. Look at that. We're getting some stats, right? 1 endurance, 1 leadership, 1 intelligence. I guess we'll get sprinter. And we did get a blueprint. Right? It's one of the nice things, right? Oops, I accidentally selected retry. I didn't want to select retry. I wanted to abandon. Because yeah, we do have this part here, right? So you know, even if you do like completely bomb out, at least you'll pick up some stuff that you can perhaps put down here, right? You can go gather some resources and then put down some buildings that will enhance your stats in some way, right? We have the dexterity building. We have that building that will let us get a new character. Certainly plenty of avenues we can take here. Although we can't get the character home yet, so we'll just build the gunsmith. Unfortunately, we used our harvest for this session, so we'll have to do another run before we can do another one, but yeah. Scaffold placed. Send workers to bounce on the scaffold to complete the building. If only it worked like that in real life. If only I could just like tell 4 people to go run into a scaffold to build a building. Could you imagine like how quickly we could just have a city pop up? Just have to make sure that the ability is in the right hands, right? We gotta make sure it's not gonna be in the hands of people who are going to expand going to do urban expansion solely for profit and stuff, you know. but we'll have to do that later. We need to do another run with the itchy finger. I think I'm gonna try fast. So yeah, once you complete a run on normal, you can up the speed, right? Makes things go a little faster, and you can see like here they have an estimated amount of time that's gonna take too. So the game will be about 20% faster, right? If you take them to have like a regular run takes 15, and then the fast run takes 12, then yeah, the speed's up by about 20. But hey, the itchy finger a little stronger now, so maybe this will be a run, you know. Maybe we'll get ourselves a good combination of balls too. Did feel like we were barely squeaking by as the warrior. I just happened to luck out that time. And hey, we get to listen to the Boneyard music again. Like, you know, that's gotta be worth something, you know? Look up this guy's name. I'm like half tempted to just like buy the Ball Pit soundtrack. It is such a good soundtrack. Such a fittingly creepy vibe to it. Just works, man. Just works. This works so well for like Area 1 music, right? Sense of mystery, a sense of dread, a sense of going on this journey to explore the mysterious depths. See what we could potentially fish up. Okay, he's keeping pace. He's keeping pace. I was worried the guy might have been falling off there, but I think we'll be okay for now. Probably like one of those things where you try to shoot the ball into a gap so that it can do like a ton of bounces and really take out some enemies. It would be nice if this game would offer up some passives for me to pick up as well, though. Like this one. I find the knife ones to be interesting, right? The ones that offer you like a critical chance if you hit the enemy from a certain side. It's more useful than you might think. Considering, you know, Breakout games usually encourage you to hit things from the side anyway, then why not, right? Give them even more incentive to hit things from the side. Or from the back, even. I think that's always like the end point that people are hoping for, right? Being able to hit a ball into the back and can just like have it bounce forward and destroy everything in its path and not have to worry about hitting the thing so that it doesn't hit the bottom of the screen. Let me go to the other side here. I wonder if those gaps are deliberate. They put that in there to try to encourage people to go, hey, yeah, sneak that in there. And you can, like, inflict a world of pain onto this boss. Got 2 Evos. One we know of, and the other one we don't. So let's do that one. I do like that they show you if you got something new potentially to get here. So this one is like the magma orb, except instead of leaving blobs of lava, it leaves blobs of tar. Swamps. Quite the fear for the adventurer, you know? Imagine just like accidentally stepping into the wrong thing and and you find yourself mired, right? Potentially going down in a place where no one will realize your final fate, or something like that. A haunting thought. Oh my god, am I even doing worse this time? Oh boy. Okay, does lightning fire have an evolution? No, it just has a fusion. I'm just gonna take the 1 to 2 upgrade levels. See if I can get another ball that might potentially go well with the ones I have. Like a double fire rate, being able to move at full speed while attacking automatically would be a boon, but I guess the disadvantage is that you can't really, you know, plan out your shots, right? Because the balls are going to be shooting out right away, so you just kind of have to line up your shots in advance or something. Okay, I think it plays well with iron. Like I'm even doing worse this time around. Yeah, let's get this one. Enemies explode on death. Maybe that'll give me the edge I need. Gonna fish in this. Alright, upgraded iron ball. Perfect. If I manage to survive this one, you'll get to see something cool. Explosion's pulling its weight. Of course, I'm not doing too much to the boss because I'm concentrating. Oh, never mind. I did. Ouch. Oh, Itchy Finger will get more stats. Oh yeah, their character-specific housing also gets upgrades. So now we'll get some extra money for every 10 enemies killed in the level. Okay, back to base. Because we can continue building. Let's see if we can... Nope. No new buildings just yet, but perhaps we can get the other one built. Just let me move this one, because they missed that rock piece, so... Alright. Aim it this way. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get this building to level 2. Or, no, I don't think that's happening. Alright, we'll have to wait till next run. But hey, Itchy Finger's a little stronger. Maybe this will be the run. Something tells me that there's going to be an update at some point that'll let you skip the lift animation, even if it is, like, pretty quick. For some people, that might not be quick enough. Just grab the AoE ball early on. Hey, this music's still pretty rad, right? Still pretty cool. What is this effect called, right? The effect that's like wah 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 wah. It almost sounds like the sound in reverse. There has to be a specific name for that, right? Okay, I'll go for Egg Sack. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get Brood Mother. That one's an interesting ball because, unlike the others, which you can just like throw right away, that one has a specific 3-second cooldown. They kind of tell you that outright. That being said, its effect is pretty substantial because it explodes into like a little bit of baby balls. Yeah, you imagine with a character who's able to kind of like choose when they throw their balls out. That might be handy, but for something like the itchy finger, could be a bit of a curse. Okay, I can't aim up there. I got some of these guys down here. I need to be taken out. There we go. God, we got a big guy. Something tells me that they might be able to jump on me. They're gonna jump on me like Sir Mix-a-Lot. Forgot like how unforgiving the start of the game could be. I'm at the point where I can kind of just like move things down left or right, so forgot about the early days when you had when like enemies reaching the bottom of the screen was like actually something you had to be worried about. So I'll get like an offense related passive soon. An Evo! Oh wait, it's just okay. Yeah, I mean, Magma's is pretty good, so I think we can afford that one. Hopefully, I'll get Broodmother or maybe Wind or Ice. Those are some usually good balls. I think I've only seen like the Ice Ball pop up once as an option. Where did the music? Oh, right, it fell off because we're about to encounter a mini boss. Right. Go. Get it lined up just right. And see, this is where like AoEs super come in handy. Imagine just like being able to do oodles of damage really quickly. Imagine being able to do that to a lot of enemies. Really gives you a lot of... Ah, there we go, Broodmother, perfect. Okay, things are gonna start popping off. Let me tell you. Okay, get the magnet. Do a little fishing here. Yeah, got a Broodmother level. Oh, and we maxed it out. Perfect. Okay, I was a little worried at first, but I think we'll be able to hold for now. Alright, good. Can do an Evo. Look at that! Broodmother and Egg Sac combined together. Huh, who would have thought? And what do they make? Spider Queen. 25% chance of birthing an Egg Sac. Right? It's just basically an upgraded Broodmother. It's a really good thing that's like a low poly pixel look. I think we got this for now at least. Make sure we get ourselves a good evolution balls here. Yeah, I can get that. It's like other games I have to remember. I don't need to be optimal. You know, just need to be good enough. Magnet. Just one magnet level. Of course, the fact that, you know, the balls just have like so much stuff that you can do with them does mean that you kind of favor that, right? Because that's where you get the big DPS from, is being able to level up, fuse, and evolve your balls and combine them together to free up more slots to get more balls, so that way you can combine those together. And after a point, just like Giga popping off. Ghost ball. This is where RNG rears its ugly head sometimes. Sometimes you spend those rerolls and you don't get what you want. You're like, ah, dang it. Honestly, I'm looking for like either wind or ice. I can work with both of those. Or iron. I can do iron as well. Iron's got a pretty nice evo. I do like the boss's shapes also matter, right? Ones that have the interesting shapes will bounce off the enemies in interesting ways, which might potentially let you dole out even more pain. I barely hurt this thing though. That could be a problem. The enemies hit for more damage, or the bosses hit for more damage, unsurprisingly enough. There we go. Characters get 1 endurance. I also like how the confirmation is whoa. Like apparently in the Matrix now, just whoa. I think the next one is going to be do or die. I'm going to have to take whatever they offer me. Unless I can get enough money for 1 reroll. Well, I have to remember, the money I spend here means that's like money that I can't be using to, you know, buy buildings or facility upgrades and stuff. And I fused Lightning and Spider Queen. Maybe Magma and Spider Queen. Should get us a lot of Earthquake balls, right? Yeah, spawn balls for Spider Queen have the same properties as Magma, so we get a ton of AoE damage. Kind of need it right now. Hail Mary and all that. We can absorb a few hits here, but you know, enough of these things hit the bottom and it's gonna be currents. The warrior just might have like naturally a lot of endurance. Put down the haunted house. Maybe we'll get some good that way. Yeah. That cost us all our wood. Oh wait. Is there anything we want to reposition, perhaps? See, if I were smarter, I would put all these things closer together, so the characters would be more likely to hit these things in quick succession and have the buildings done in 1 session as opposed to 2. I think I can work with this though. And blop. Did any of them? No, none of them hit the stone. We still have not built any buildings. Alright. Here we go. Well, they say... what is this, try number 3? I think we'll do another normal run. Say 3rd time's the charm? Or 4th? I've lost count, to be honest. Hey, the itchy finger has more stats now. Maybe this will be the one. He's doing pretty well up to that point where he wasn't. I guess that's a nice thing about the stat upgrades, right? Even if you're perhaps not the best at laying out your base and getting new stuff, if you play long enough, the characters will level up and maybe have the stat points needed to kind of muscle past the stage that way. It's either that or, you know, get the resources to unlock another character, maybe try a run as them. Sure, we've all had that moment, right? The moment where it feels like you want to just like see more of this game, right? You're just eager to see more, but you're just kind of hard blocked by your skills or maybe the lack of required abilities needed to get past or something. This game does alleviate that, right? You're always getting something out of a run. Even if you fail a run, you get experience and resources, and you can take those back to the main base and maybe enhance your buildings in some way to give you an edge. It's not all just unlocking characters and stat boosts. There are some other buildings that will provide other effects. Some of them will provide effects to the harvesting portion, and others will provide effects to the runs. You're always getting something, right? There's always, like, something to be shooting for. Just get the magnet. Ooh, did I get shot in the face by an arrow? That's fine. Arrowed. Remembers that joke. Ah, good old Teen Girl Squad. I think the most shocking thing about Homestar Runner is that they're still at it, right? Chapman Brothers still putting stuff out. Granted, circumstances are a little different because they started out on a Flash website, but obviously since Flash is no longer a thing, they've had to put out videos in other ways. So I think they're like mainly a YouTube joint now, right? They might do video hosting, I'm not sure. I remember back in the day, we'd all be eager to see the weekly release of Strong Bad emails, right? That thing came out and we'd be talking about it and we'd be joking about the thing for a while, you know? It was an interesting time. I think I've seen people describe Homestar Runner as like the internet before the internet itself was established, right? You could kind of see like the genesis of the modern internet landscape, right? With the memes and the quirky characters and the sort of oddball things happening. Two Evos. Ooh, there's a fire ice we could go for. Let's do that. Frozen Flame. One stack of Frostburn on hit for 20 seconds. Deals a little damage over time and increases the amount of damage they take from other sources. Pretty decent, right? No AoE effects, but thanks to fusion, it'll combine pretty well with some other stuff. Right, like with the Spider Queen that we're working towards here. Imagine a Frost Flame Spider Queen. That sounds like a Skyrim enemy. Or I should say, that sounds like an Elder Scrolls enemy, right? Sounds like the boss that you would face off as part of a quest. Defeat the Frost Flame Spider Queen. You know, if not Frost Flame Spider Queen, we could do like Frost Flame Holy Laser, right? Imagine like just Frostfire lasers just hitting people in multiple directions. That might actually be preferable, because you do get like a weakening of the parts there. Another Evo, we'll grab that. Get ourselves some free slots to perhaps evolve some other balls. Hopefully we'll see a vertical laser. I don't know if there's like some sort of uniqueness rule going, like what I mean is like the baseballs have some sort of uniqueness rule going, so like you're not gonna get like, you know, 2 fireballs or 2 ice balls or something like that. If you want to get another fireball, you'll have to fuse the current one into something first. Honestly, would make sense. I don't think I've seen like any evolutions that require you to have 2 of the same ball. Laser, but if I get like poison, I'll probably be fine too, or heck, even ice, I'll work with that. Alright, I'm able to keep them at bay, and we're about approaching the second boss, so I'd say we're in slightly better shape for now. As long as I can keep the DPS up by getting as close as I can to their faces without provoking them. Remember, don't try this in real life, folks. Yeah. Alright, get Silver Bullet. It's extra DPS. Alright, as long as I don't aim it at a wall, these balls will be hitting a little harder. I need to try to hit things from the right side, or left. From my left, right? From where I'm facing, I should hit them from the left side. Better. Have a go at the boss because most of the front line has been taken out. I can carve a path in the back and really lay on the damage per second. Yeah. RNG gods, they can be harsh masters sometimes. Fuse, yeah, we'll fuse these two together. We're getting the Frost Flame Spider Queen, turns out. Still gonna be a pretty darn good one. Oh, hey, look at that. Ice. I can work with this. Again, we're kind of hitting up against the same roadblock we were before. Enemies just kind of bumping stats a bit too much for the itchy finger to kind of take on here. If I can get some good upgrades quick, he's going to get overwhelmed. Oh, lightning. Lightning and ice make a good combo. Hopefully I'll have enough time to get that one. And if not, the AoE from lightning should help push these guys back a little bit. nice and lightning to level 5 or 3. Next fission reactor will get us something pretty neat. I admit, this is like a pretty intense part too, right? Enemies are just chanting, they're like marching up on you. About ready to get up all-ons. All-up-ons? Right, I was trying to remember what they were saying in Homestar Runner. All-up-ons. You'll be all-up-ons. Uh-oh. Still might be cooked, y'all. It still might be cooked. God, if we... by some crazy miracle, we make it to the Skeleton King. Fall once again. Back to base. There, we get ever closer to kind of getting this base established here. Sure, it would be nice to build the barracks, because that raises a strength, which makes everything hit harder, so I'll go for that. See if I can rearrange some stuff as well. Here. If I really wanted, I could just do this, right? Have them bounce around endlessly, but I'm also at a need for resources, so maybe I don't want to do that. And throw them around other places too, though. There, and some wheat off to the side when they break out of there. Here we go. Alright, one building finally built. Hopefully they'll swing back around and get the other one built. Yes! Alright, we got ourselves a new character. The Repentant. And construction completed. Most buildings can be upgraded and improve their bonuses. Hold tab to highlight them and left click to open the upgrade menu. So look at that. Look, everything in blue is upgradable. Everything in red, we do not have the resources to upgrade. We're not gonna do that just yet. I think I wanna build one of these. Which you can't do anything with just yet, but maybe next time. So, what do you say we try out this new character here? The Repentant. Balls deal 5% more damage each time they bounce, but when they hit the back wall, they return to the player, damaging each enemy they pass through. Huh. Like I said, this is like a really neat thing about this game. Each character feels very substantially mechanically different, right? It's not like a stats thing, right? It's not like just, oh, this character has more fire rate, this character deals more damage with elemental attacks, or whatever. Granted, there are some characters that are like that, but they're more of them are along the lines of this, right? Where they have like unique ball mechanics that might inform your playstyle that way. Yeah, so this one increases the ball's power for bounce, but yeah, when they hit the back, I guess that's to prevent the bounce boost from being too overpowered. Imagine that thing just spiraling out of control if it could just like bounce from the back, but nah. You know, just so that it doesn't appear disadvantage, it'll still deal damage as it goes through the enemies. In fact, might even be advantageous because it'll let you kind of just like cut through a line of enemies that way, right? I do like the ability also really encourages you to get the ricochet on. Get the Empire. Maybe we'll get some fun combos that way. Uh-oh. Crit chance from the front. Sure would have been nice to have as the itchy finger. That's how RNG be sometimes. That's how it be. Also have to remember, Repentant doesn't auto-fire anymore, so I have to actually hold the button. If I want to move fast, then I gotta remember to stop firing. I remember to hold my fire. You know one good thing about this though? The music still not old. I'm still digging it. Still pretty neat. That one's not as good with the Repentant because I want to be hitting walls. Oh, you know what? I got the ice ball. Yeah, let's do that. I think the game is programmed that it won't give you the items that proc additional effects on procking the base effects until you have something that can cause the effect. It's kind of like Windblown in that regard, right? It's like a Windblown. It won't give you like bleed enhancing stuff until you have something in your kit that can inflict bleed, right? That's pretty handy. Oh, laser, yes. You know what? Actually, this will work especially well with laser. Might as well pick this up. I'm not gonna get 2 upgrade levels before the fission reactor disappears off the screen. Ooh, I like that one too. I wonder if that's the thing that helped the warrior out so much, just being able to do extra AoE damage. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, vibe to the music. It's a really catchy tune. I certainly understand. Ah, there we go. Level up. And another stat building. Ooh, and this too. Poison. I think that works with vampire. Okay. Ooh, you're gonna like this one. What does laser and ice get you? You can probably guess. If you guessed freeze ray, you'd be correct. Yes, it's an ice beam. It does exactly what you think it does. Laser can now freeze enemies. You imagine that is especially synergistic with the item we have that creates an AoE when we inflict freeze on an enemy. The evolved laser, like, super interesting though, right? Whereas the base lasers will always shoot like horizontally or vertically depending on what they do. Like these lasers here will change their angle of fire depending on like how they hit the enemy. Honestly, don't know how to feel about that. Imagine like a straight across freeze laser, like an up and down freeze laser would, or that's, you know, more consistent like that would be extremely useful, but alas. I was a little worried about the Repentant there, but yeah, since we got a Earthquake Ball, it's not too bad. Too bad we couldn't pick up another ice so we could get another ice procker, but it is what it is, right? Five. Oh, because freeze laser is at 1. We're gonna get that one. Increase crit chance in enemies that are the same column as me. That'll probably come in handy. Just need one more Earth level. Which means I probably don't want to be marching up close to the enemies too. I guess that's like the other indirect disadvantage, right? If one of them drops a fission reactor, you don't have much time to kind of react and get away from it. And maybe that might like throw your plans into flux because you were hoping to use that for like a fusion or something, for example, but now you have to use it for something else. But luckily, that is not going to be the case here. Noted. Always good to keep notes. Especially with a game like this that has like so many combinations. Mechanics upon mechanics. And with the way the fusion works, it's kind of like impressive that they kind of managed to get that working pretty smoothly, right? Like, you know, maybe in a stat sense, not every fusion is viable. There might be some that might be way better than others, but at the very least, the game isn't breaking under the weight of everything. I think that's an accomplishment in of itself. In there, yeah, there we go. That increased the damage per bounce. It's pretty handy. Oh, chanting again. I guess I could just like fuse vampire and laser and get ourselves a decent thing, right? A vampire effect that hits multiple enemies, it's I mean, it's fine, right? Could be worse. True, very true. At the very least, the Repentant is still able to hold off the incoming forces. But I'm not sure if this is just like due to the stats distribution of the Repentant, or if I lucked out and got myself a good combination of items this time. I guess that's another lesson to take in, right? If it feels like you're kind of hitting a roadblock in terms of trying to approach a problem, might be a good idea to see if you can perhaps take another approach to it, right? Maybe a different character, or just like going on a few more runs to grab a few more buildings. In my case, it seems to be like a new character is the ticket I needed. There we go, everything's maxed out. So until we get another fission reactor, this is going to be where our power level stands for now. Hopefully it will be enough to carry us to the end. I'm fairly confident that will be the case. Even if we don't get like the back piercing bonus, the bounce bonus still applies. I think I'm gonna get at least one more efficient reactor of this. Speak of the devil. 6 fusions. I said I wanted... You know, I said I wanted vampire and laser, but what if I were to combine something else? Nah, I didn't. We do have the AoE item. It probably would be to our benefit to keep as many AoE items in our arsenal as possible. That's why I picked up lightning. Probably not going to see any more fusions or evolutions, so that'll probably be the best thing we can get. Yeah. Thanks for the cheers. It does kind of sound like cheering, doesn't it? Right? But from their perspective, though, right? They're cheering their forces on because, like, oh yeah, look at us, we're progressing. We're about to breach their defenses. We're about to jump on their heads like Mario. This is for all our Goomba brethren that your allied heroes have taken down over all the decades. That meter's just about full. Ah, look at that. I also do like the walls expand after when every new mini boss approaches. Kind of indirectly increases the opposition that way because, you know, it's like more enemies per row can show up and stuff. Mamma mia! Oh no! I do like if the resources reach a point where they become impossible to pick up, right? If because the boss is over them, then they'll just like automatically draw them to you. Don't need to worry about that. Okay, so this one's gonna be slightly different because I can't rely on the back ricochet. So I had to make sure that these balls kind of hit the back in a way that they'll get drawn right into the King's Crown, at least be able to damage them that way. There's actually one character that you get later on that, if you forget about how like the King's Skeleton works, you'll find the final boss of this area to be like nigh unbeatable. So, but that one doesn't come until like much later, right? We don't have to worry about that one for now. Oh, to angle that a little bit. Okay. Got it going again. The triangle of pain. Oh, no, we got more mooks here. Alright. It's real nice of the boss to wait a few moments so that we can try to take down as many of these guys as possible before it resumes its deadly pursuit. Oh. You know, when I said give me a hand, I didn't mean it quite like that, Skeleton King. I think I said this before, but I do also like the boss music is very, very funky. This is like the kind of thing you would hear at like an underworld dance club, maybe, right? Just hear it like remixed with another thing, maybe. I think we got this. It's just a matter of getting the last bit of damage in there. Any moment now. There we go. Who would have thought? All we needed to do was switch characters, and that entailed unlocking another character, which we finally were able to do. There we go, all gears collected. I can now upgrade the pit lift. Now the Repentant will get some stat upgrades. I have no idea if the stat ups are randomized or if they're fixed per character or something like that. If there's like some sort of internal algorithm at work to make sure that the stat distribution is within desired range. But now we got enough gears, right? Now we can upgrade the gears, which will let us unlock the next level, the Snowy Shores. And each area is gonna follow that format. It's gonna be like word 1, silent X, word 2. A lot of other things follow that sort of formatting too, right? Like the fusions and the title itself, for that matter. And some other things as well. Okay. Dang, not enough wood still, but if we send everyone out to harvest now, we'll be able to get it. Right, just move the tree over here. This building over here. Since we have 3 characters, this should be hunky-dory. Let's go. There we go, another building built. Yeah, you already told me that. You don't need to tell me again. They're like, by the way, did you remember you can upgrade your stuff? Try upgrading your stuff later. Oh, we can build a schoolhouse. Something, schoolhouse rock. I still remember the good old conjunction song. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Okay, don't need to mess with that too much because we can't do much with it yet, but boy, I was like kind of worried. I thought I'd be like running my head against the boneyard all night, but thankfully we'll be able to show off the next one, the Snowy Shores. Taxes, what's your molasses? Blah. You know, it would be real nice, because, you know, they know how much we owe. They could easily just, like, give us a bill that's like, hey, you owe this much in taxes. Have a check prepared. They don't need to make us do all the fancy bookkeeping, because they clearly do it themselves. Like, I don't think we need to keep a tax business afloat here. I think it'll be fine if we perhaps don't do that. That has been your Azure Gale rant of the night. Rant of the night. Ooh. I'll get that one. Hit him from the front. Let them know who they're messing with. I want you to see who's gonna kill you. Uh-oh. I think those guys on the right there, they might have shields. Looks like I might not be able to attack them directly. I actually have to hit them from the side. Oh no. Our poor warrior here might be a little under equipped for this. Or maybe if I luck out with the ball drops, maybe we'll be okay. Rant of the Night sponsored by Castrol GTX. High mileage. Oh yeah, now you see like a new type of enemy, right? The one that just kind of like stacks on itself. That one's especially dangerous, right? Because each stack does its own bit of damage. So imagine if like something like that's 3 high and like one enemy will deal 10 damage to you. Can you imagine what like a 3 stack will do to you? You know, you gotta defeat like one stack at a time too. You got these icy patches too that might like mess with your positioning in a way. You're not gonna be able to stand on some spots and get that perfect angle sometimes. Also, a lot of enemies that shoot projectiles now. Oh, and they also freeze you, which might just like cost you some more precious time. Yeah, gotta be super careful about the ice. If you're not careful, you might end up sliding into an enemy. I mean, at least the icy patches are pretty obvious, so if you are looking out for them, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna hit them. Oh, thankfully there's nothing like type advantage or disadvantage in this game, right? So, hitting ice enemies with ice attacks will do the same amount of damage. No, you don't have to worry about requiring like fire items or anything like that. Okay, I think we got DPS up to a decent spot for now. We're able to drive them back, at least this part. We'll see how things go once we defeat the mini-boss. Hit him from the side. There we go. And the big boss also has a giant shield from the front. Guess we'll also have to hit them from the side. Like so. Whap, 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 whap. Whap, 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 whap. Trying to position myself in a way that I can catch the balls, but I'm not doing a very good job of that. You think an ethereal cloak would be awesome, right? Something that just hit the entire length of the battlefield. But it's not so awesome when you realize you can only hit like the things in front of you once, right? The old strategy, you just like bounce balls really rapidly to whittle them down super quick. It suddenly becomes a lot less viable that way. At least the mini-bosses start showing damage. So if you get close to defeating them, you'll know you're close to defeating them. Yeah, really showing a lot of cracks. Ooh, a new character. Okay, have a good pick of evolutions to pick from. Go with Ice Laser, we could go with this. Let's go with this, right? Fun to see some new stuff. For the stream! Blizzard! Freezes all enemies within a 2-tile radius for 0.8 seconds. So unlike the other freeze, this is not a damage increaser, this is like bonus damage. Still useful. It's a different kind of useful. I wonder if I can get that item that like gives me additional benefits on freeze procs. And maybe get another ice ball as well, that way I can get myself a... Oh, hey, look, speak of the devil. Oh, I gotta take care of you guys down here. Clap, 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 clap. I do like the enemies in this area do have like a little clapping sound as they fight it. Sometimes when I think it looks like I'm about to get overwhelmed, and then the AoE just takes effect, and you see a bunch of enemies falling, and you're like, yeah! I get to live a little bit longer. This run might be a wash, but it's not gonna be a wash just yet. Also getting fairly lucky with potion drops. Uh-oh, I see some giant stacks over there. I should probably take care of those. Now the freeze is coming in handy in other ways too, right? Even if it is 0.2 seconds, that's like a little extra time I get to take them out before they have the opportunity to leap at my face. What I have to do is just like not bounce the ball into their shields. Also, I'm seeing that ball over to the side. You see that ball over to the side is like bouncing really, really fast and just like wombo comboing those enemies over there. Evolution, just in time. Hopefully the next run is a dry. Would be nice. Don't get me wrong, I like getting clean, but there's limits to that, you know? I'm not even trying to hit the enemy in the back, and I'm still doing enough damage to them that I managed to blow off their first stack. There we go. Reroll. Yeah, got this one. Keep forgetting if like Ghost and Bleed can evolve into something or not. Guess we'll find out. You know, we're at Area 3, and we're still holding them off pretty well. I think might stand a decent chance of getting through this run, y'all. Ah, it's just a fusion. That's fine. Ghost Bleed, get together. You get Ghost Bleed. Passes through enemy, makes all of them bleed. Let's go, let's go. Sure, why not? Fire. We need to warm ourselves up a little bit. We got like 2 ice balls on us. We need to balance it out a little bit. At the very least, we have like a red-blue balance, right? We have like the blue blizzard, the blue. Well, I guess that's like mostly, what color is that? Well, I'll count the ice beam as blue, right? And we have the red bleeding ghost and then the red fireball. They're even on different sides too, right? Blue on left, red on right. Last fission reactor we get. Decent number of levels. We might be able to max everything out before we have to face it against the boss. showing any moment now. Any moment now. There we go. I'll level up the fireball, because that gets me more damage. Just wait for them to make their grand entrance. Ow. I like how the boss is just like instantly defeating every enemy that it runs through. Oh, there's our boss there, the Icebound Queen. Completely different beast, as you can see, right? Different method of vulnerability, different attacks. A lot more stationary. These guys are approaching the bottom. Like, you see that a lot with shmup bosses. They always have at least that one attack that creates a little corridor that limits your movement space, and you have like a limited amount of space to dodge a now more intense series of attacks. Moving down. Still feel compelled to defeat him anyway. Some of them are getting past and getting the smacks in on the queen that way, so maybe it's fine if I just concentrate on the front guys. The errant ball will move around and yeah. That's the attack I always gotta look out for. When I first went through this game, that was the one that ended my run in this area the most. It's like the Skeleton King's arm attack, but just like amped up. ×4. Greater area coverage. And if you don't know how it works, you could find yourself like out of room to actually dodge it very, very quickly. And the thing hurts. It deals like a good amount of damage, so you can't survive too many hits from it. Kind of deal where you gotta figure out like how it works pretty quickly, or you might have to try again on another run. No, that's what I'm talking about, right? If you're not careful with like leading those shields, you might find yourself backed into a wall or a corner pretty quickly. And they hit you on the return, too. That's the thing. If they hit you on the way forward, it would be one thing, but they hit you on the return, too, so gotta be extra careful. It's okay. We got this. We got this. Even though the queen decides to summon more enemies, we still got this. Probably helps that the queen is vulnerable from the front occasionally, unlike the Skeleton King where you do have to actually angle your shots. Oh no. That's what I'm talking about, right? You find yourself out of room and you'll have to take a hit on the return. It's a pretty punishing hit, all things considered. Oh, but it's okay, we did it. The queen has been defeated. The queen has been dethroned. It was the blizzard. Good old blizzard really carried us there. I imagine the freezing part really helped too. The fact that you could like stop their advance, even if just for a moment, right? Sometimes that split second is all you need to eke out that extra damage you need to halt them for good, right? Okay. So that was the beginning of the game, right? The loop kind of continues like that, you know? You keep on doing runs as characters to get more gears that will let you unlock the next level. Rinse, repeat till you get to the final, but Why don't we switch gears, right? Why don't I show you a little bit of the late game, because it gets pretty wild, right? And if you're the type of person who wants to be surprised by the mechanics that this game might introduce, because it does introduce some genuinely cool stuff. I totally get it, but we're gonna go back here. I like the game saves your progress. The game is really good about just like making sure you maintain your progress, right? More games need to do that, right? Just save when you exit, even if it is like saving at a point close to you. Okay, we're gonna switch save slots, right? We're gonna go over here to my main file where I've put 24 hours into it. So yeah, this is one of the things you can get, just like offline resource gathering. Gather resources for you up to 24 hours. But yeah, look, this is probably like some semblance of what a late game base will look like, right? So many more buildings, so many more resources, timers everywhere to do stuff. Yeah, otherwise Rossetti will yell at you. Yeah, next time you pop up the game, the mole shows up and goes, hey, do you want me to return? Cause I don't gotta return if you don't want me to. But if you do, he'll come back at you, full force, right? The old Rossetti that you know and remember well. You can see I have like a whole lot more people here to launch out at the crowd. I also have like a specific setup, right? A little enclosed space for everyone to bounce off of so I can build some buildings quickly. Because some of these buildings require a lot of hits to actually be built. And the harvest can go for quite a while, too. There we go. We finished 2 things. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, you also get a market, right? If you got like resources burning a hole in your pocket, you can just trade them off for some money. Or, you know, if you're in need of resources, you can purchase them for money. That being said, they do cost a lot of money, so. It is a nice way to make sure that certain resources still remain at least like nominally useful, even after you kind of, you know, have used them for everything else that you need them for. Okay, yeah, everything else is just like a resource I don't care about. But all right. Let's do a late game run, right? Let's do a late game run. Okay, we'll select a character as usual, right? You can see some of the other folks we have here, right? Like the embedded, balls always pierce enemies until they hit a wall. Or the cogitator, automatically chooses upgrades. Or the cohabitants, for each ball launched, a copy is launched in the mirror direction, balls deal half damage. Or we already saw the repentant. We also have the shade. Balls shoot from the back and have a base critical hit chance of 10%. The empty nester. No baby balls. Each shot shoots multiple instances of one equipped special ball. Or the shield bearer. Holds a large shield that bounces back balls that hit it. Balls deal 100% more damage each time you bounce off the shield. So you get yourself like the true Breakout character here, right? So yeah, basically the shield is just like a giant paddle. The makeshift Sisyphus. Balls no longer deal direct hit damage, but AoE and status effect damage is increased by 4 times. No baby balls. So I think this is like the closest we get to like just a pure stats change character, right? Everyone, like mostly everyone else has like some form of mechanical change. This one is just, it still does switch up your playstyle, but this is for numerical reasons rather than, you know, like mechanical reasons. Or the juggler lobs balls into the air at the target position on the field. Balls don't start bouncing until they reach the ground. The flagellant. Balls bounce normally off the bottom of the screen. That one is interesting. Or the tactician. Battles become turn-based. And the way they do it, it's like you advance a few steps and then the game pauses and you can kind of like pick a position and the direction, and then the balls will bounce off for a while until like they all disappear, or all the enemies disappear, or otherwise then you move a few more steps up, rinse and repeat. But this is like one of the things I'm talking about, right? The game's not afraid of just like getting really out there with the mechanical changes, right? Like you don't see too many other games that have like a real-time element and just like, yeah, okay, now we're just gonna do turn-based, right? Just gonna do turn-based battles from here if you want it. Or something like this, the radical, right? Plays a game and chooses upgrades automatically, or you select this guy and you just like sit there for 15 minutes and hope the radical puts something together. They're actually a lot better than you think they are. This guy's actually won every stage here, right? You can see the track record here, right? Just check marks across the board. A lot better than you think it might be. The Spendthrift shoots all balls at the same time in a wide arc. And finally, the Physicist. Balls are affected by gravity pulling towards the back of the screen. Okay. Let's pick someone. Let's pick the Physicist. Wait, what's this? A second character? Another crazy mechanical change. Right? And this one's from a building, so just like imagine that, right? You're just like going on your run as usual, you pick up this blueprint, and you just like see the description like allows you to bring a second character into a run, combining their abilities. What? You mean these aren't just like individuals, you can put them together? Right? Yeah, that's about my reaction. Yeah, I'm just like, what? Right? It's not like a panic what either. It's like a surprised what, a pleasantly surprised what. As you can imagine, right? You imagine like if you remember like the effects of the characters, certain ones you combine together, and you can get like some pretty potent combos, right? Like there are some combinations that I prefer super well that I've managed to carry all the way to the end, but we're gonna try something else here. Let's try Physicist and Spendthrift because they have some overlap of stages that I haven't cleared them with. Oh yeah, there's a new game plus, right? You get through like the base stages, you can go through like harder versions of them, and that's like basically statted up versions, right? So hopefully you'll have the stats, you got the the combos that you need, and figure everything out to advance to a harder version of the stage. But okay, why don't we move on up here, right? We'll hit up the Liminal Desert next, and I think we'll do it fast because I think these characters are equipped to handle that. You'll get a peep of this music. Oh yeah, one of the other building upgrades you can get that will just let you pick another ball, right? You can pick another ball to bring with you at the start of a run. Also, you get an extra slot, right? You saw like the other file starts with 4, now you can have up to 5. And 5 is the limit. It's not like you'll get another upgrade that brings you up to 6. At least for now. Things might change later. Oh yeah, you can see on the right here, I mean, you saw it the other place too, right? They show you like what equipment you can get if you choose to pick this one up. Pretty nice. Oh yeah, and you can pick a passive as well, right? It's not just yeah, it's not just an additional ball. It's a passive as well. I forget. Are these guys? I don't think either of them are the no baby balls characters, right? I can pick this and it won't screw me over. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're good. Think you might hop off for the night? All right, yeah. In that case, have yourself a good night, Kotaro. Thanks for hanging out. Might actually get this one. Extra damage if it hits a wall. And it's like pretty likely some of these balls will probably hit the wall. Anyways, I'm realizing this combination might not be so bad, right? The fact that it just like shoots all the balls at once and they just like bounce downwards. You can see how this works super well, right? You kind of just like work your way downwards, you know? It's like just a natural advancing mowing down of enemies. Nighty, good seeing you. Azure or Gale, I forget what you like to go by. Either one is fine, right? If you want to call me Azure or Gale, I'm cool with both. And have a good night. Have yourself a good rest. Yeah, you can see, right? This game goes places. It's not afraid to really just get hog wild with just throwing new things at you. It's like what makes like going for the next big upgrade really compelling, right? It's not just like oh yeah, you get like an extra stat point, which is, you know, it's always appreciated, but but yeah, you're actually getting like really cool and interesting things like, oh hey, now you can put in a second character. Oh, now you'll gain resources even when the game's not running. Oh, you know, other stuff too, right? There's other things that you can get as well. It's really neat, right? It's really neat, and all kind of goes towards just like upping your power level in more ways than one, you know? Yeah, I might have to just carry this combo through the other stages. That's like really potent. Yeah, you might have seen like the balls and the passives. I have there's another building that will upgrade them to start at level 2, right? All towards the end game of just like getting as many upgraded balls and passives as possible. Oh yeah, we also have like a field clear bonus, right? A little extra money. A little extra boost that way. Alright, let's see if I can get myself to get the lightning ball to level 3. Perfect. Oh, I gotta level something else up first. Alright. Spider ball. I was gonna get the laser, but we're just gonna get this. This one's fun. Damages all enemies on screen for 3 to 8 damage after hitting an enemy and blinds them for 2 seconds. Yeah. We can get like another certain item, right? And another certain item, and another certain item after that. Things are really gonna pop off, y'all. Just wonder if I'll run into them. Oh yeah, you saw the deficient option 2, right? It's 3 to 5 levels as opposed to 1 to 5, so there's another building that will upgrade the minimum number of levels you get from a fission reactor as well. So that's pretty cool. Yes, give us this. So it's not just a freeze laser, you also get the radiation beam, which is also like just a damage increaser. As well as, yeah, it's a damage increaser. That's basically what it is. But you have to hit him multiple times to kind of really get it to pop off. Uh-oh. This is one of the nice things about being able to just, like, throw all the balls out at once, right? There's something you really, really, really need to be able to lay the hurt on, like, super quick. You can do that. On the other hand, if you still have some balls bouncing around on the bottom, you're kind of just, like, awkwardly staring at them in the face. Or you're waiting for them to fall through the bottom so that you can unleash them upon the world again. Whoa, is that a dual boss? And the things spin too, so it's not like you're gonna be able to get a consistent bouncing strategy off of them. Okay. So another ball, but that works. Get lightning, sure. Oh, I also have banishes and can't see it because of the chat box, but I also have free rerolls, right? I can just freely reroll. Yeah, we'll take that one. Ooh, all right. It's minimum 3, so we're guaranteed to get 3. Maxed out everything currently. Hopefully I can grab a new ball. Ah, nuts. Hit the wrong thing. I wanted to do fusion. That's fine. Come on, give me something good. Good enough. Nice thing about the ball starting at level 2 means you only have to fill the experience bar once, which late in the run can come in the pinch. Means you might be able to eke out a little bit of extra use out of those fission reactors. I think we're gonna get at least 2 more of those. Vampire plus spiders, pretty crazy. They pop off, they pop off. Wow, just my luck. Just as I leveled up that iron ball, I got the reactor that lets me evolve it. Now I got room for 1 more ball. I think I'll get 1 more reactor, so I could probably do a fusion. Question is what to fuse. I think it'd be pretty wild if I fused like radiation. Oh no, I already did the fusion with the spider, so I can't do that again. Well, if I manage to level up the lightning rod before the end, maybe I could do that instead. Might not surprise you to learn that there is a building that increases the amount of experience you can get. More level up opportunities and all that good stuff. Just trying to keep an eye out. Make sure I can make a note of where the fission reactor is so that I can avoid that until I level up the lightning rod all the way. And again, we are approaching the end. I can always level up more and get more balls, right? I can't exactly get more fission reactors once the boss fight starts. Now I can also get it in their face without worry, right? Because if I get the fission reactor, I'll have the materials needed to upgrade my shit. So I have to make sure to pick an AoE ball so I can get out some extra benefits from items. Oh, I didn't get another fission reactor. That's fine. Yeah, let's get Earth. Got a bunch of lightning stuff already. Let's mix up with some Earth. Yeah, here's the boss of the desert. Right, there's a giant snake. Gotta give this thing the old sidewinder. Bob and weave. We'll show him whose bite is more fierce. It's all lasers. So many lasers. It's like, I hope you remembered what order they fire in, because it's going to be crucial to dodging them and getting to where you need to be. Also, don't stay in one place too long, because, you know, there's the others are just going to keep locking on as they cool down. Kaboom! Just like that. Oh yeah, you saw that scaling, right? All at S. So the way scaling works is the way you improve it is buildings. There's a certain building for each stat that will improve the scaling, which will improve like how much additional effects you will get from that stat. You know, yeah. That's how that works. It's basically like another form of like kind of number go up, right? The second degree of it. You get number go up the traditional way, and then you also get a building that will make the numbers from that number go up even more. So anyways, that was like a tiny little taste of how the late game will sort of looks, right? You get to bring 2 characters out on an adventure, get to mow down enemies even more that way, and they're like 8 stages, right? Are there 8 stages? I'm not gonna go into a stage. I'm just gonna go here. Yeah, there's 8 stages, right? So that's like basically how the loop goes, you know? Clear stages with enough characters to get enough gears to unlock the next stage, repeat till you get to stage 8, and then you know, beat the end game requirements to beat the game, right? You'll see the ending and then roll credits. And that, I think that has been a look at Ball Pit. Fairly lengthy look at how the game starts, and a little taste of how the end game will go. But yeah. Fun stuff, man. They really hit a home run with this one. Just everything about it works, right? The base mechanics are super sound. The various upgrades you can get are great. The fact that, you know, even the base building stuff incorporates kind of like the bouncing mechanics in a way too is really nice. I do hope this game maybe gets some post-launch content in the form of like maybe characters or stages or, you know, buildings or another campaign or whatever, because it's pretty cool, right? Then again, even if they don't, you got yourself a complete game on your hands, right? This is pretty good. One of those you can buy it on your favorite storefront or play it on Game Pass. Either way, you'll have yourself a good time. Okay. I think that's going to do it for tonight. Let me go back to the main thing.